Hello everybody, this is Arkma, and today marks 4 years since committing to the bit. That's right, it has been 4 years since I have started making videos for this channel, and it has not stopped, and it's kept going. This year was very different than what I expected this year to be. If you watch back to the last year's anniversary, I was looking to try and keep it to be more of the same, with maybe a smaller growth in Melty Blood stuff, but I really wasn't ready for like how the channel kind of exists this year. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. It was just like a noticeable shift that I know a lot of people weren't really ready for. So I thought I'd break it down. We'll talk about where the channel's been and what it's looking like going into 2025. So at the beginning of the anniversary post year, I'd just gotten off some vlogs. I had just gotten off some big trips, and I definitely was feeling a bit more wary, and it wasn't the best to get back into productivity wise. I was still playing some Toho, and that was fun. I need to get back into it. I've been telling myself for like months, and probably almost a year now, I need to play it. I do have some plans and works to get back to Toho 8, so I can make it to Toho 9. I think I'll be able to clear that last little hurdle relatively easy. I just have to lock back in. But I have some plans for that, to not just have it be myself while I'm playing. I think it would be really cool. It was more uploading of sets and tournaments. This was a big year for me competitively. If you haven't been following me too much for my Melty Blood stuff, I've done really well. The last few months of 2023 and the first few months of 2024 was a part of the PSA circuit too. And I managed to qualify after really, really grinding. And I think I finished 5th in the final bracket, and I was really happy about that. And I've been posting my tournament runs of those events, and because I've been grinding more and more of that game, a lot more of my time has been taken to keeping myself practiced, keeping myself ready, so that when I travel to tournaments offline, I'm ready, or when I'm playing online, I'm ready. So that's why we've seen a lot of Melty Blood, like bracket runs, or if you've seen them, I've been recording a lot of sets offline when I've gone to events like Climax of Night and Combo Breaker, because we don't have as many opportunities for streams. Lumina is getting older, and newer games are kind of taking their spot in the spotlight. But I still want to make sure we have tournament VODs, because I think they're really handy. On that note, I already thought last year I was traveling a lot. This year I traveled so much. Immediately I went to Hog Darkside in Connecticut in December of last year, and could coincide with that event, I actually started a new YouTube series, Melting Core. So next month will actually be the first year anniversary of that. If you haven't seen it, I started this planning around October, November. I wasn't really sure where it was going to go at the time, so I don't know if I really mentioned it during the last anniversary. But it's a show where I talk about upcoming, like, larger Lumina events, and then I try to break them down after. I've done that for Hog Darkside, I did it for Frosty Faustings, I did it for Combo Breaker, and then I did the opening one for Climax of Night. And I have the results for that one ready to go and scripted. I just need to actually record it. And that's been really enjoyable. I think people have liked it, and I've personally have gotten a lot out of it. It's just really hard for me sometimes to get those like on the turnaround. On the lead up, it's a lot of like initial prep, because I don't exactly know how many people are going, and I don't want to lose people in the script if I can. So the turn rate has to be really quick on the intro ones. And then the results one, when I come back home from these events, I'm exhausted, and then I have to get back into work. So it may take me a little bit to like fully situate and get those out, but I hope that's been an enjoying thing. That as being a creator in the content space for Lumina has been very cool. It's just a lot of work, but I'm happy to put the work in on top of the other things I've been doing. You may have noticed later in this year, I haven't been posting as many tournament runs. Part of that is I'm not entering as much for like 2 reasons. One of them is I'm running events. So I've been running a lot more online events. When the typical Monday Night Match Fests aren't running, I try to run something. Like the last one I ran was Imperishable Night right after Climax of Night. Because it was weird. So I got home Monday, and it was, man, I'm really tired. But I really want to make sure we have a bracket, because we weren't going to have one. And I think it's kind of important for us to keep that kind of cycle. Before that, if there was ever a reason that Monday just didn't have a bracket, I would just run a Markma Nights Mudfest, which I brand as being very slapdash, because it very much is. And I try to just keep the engagement going with that. So I've been busy with that. I've also been running a bracket with Florida now. So I am one of the main people in charge of the Florida French Bread Discord, aka Flapon. And this month I started running the Florida region locked online brackets because Florida is really big, and I want people to play Melty Blood and also Undernight and Actress Again. And Lumina. So I started running that this month, and that's like another like part of my day that I've been segmenting to running those. I've also been running occasionally a PS4 event open to NA, all of North America. And I had a few of those at the beginning of the year, and then I stopped for a bit, and then I just brought it back this month. And so my organizing capabilities are there on top of like Oceanfront, which I ran again this year twice, as well as I also ran the exhibitions at Climax of Night. I ran Smash 64 at Taku last year. I'm not going to be running it this year due to venue changes and whatnot, but I was running Actress Again at CEO this year. I've been keeping myself very busy on the organizing front. Same thing with commentary. Why haven't I been posting bracket runs as much? Because I've also been on commentary for things like MashFest, so I haven't been as actively competing as I used to. And it's really cool for me because it gives me a chance to talk about the game from my perspective while getting to watch a lot of cool sets. But it also means you're not really getting as much of me sitting down playing the game in like a competitive environment like that. So that's why those kind of slowed down. As we go through the year properly, so I had some vlogs, I had some trips. The vlogs I've been really trying my best to keep up on. I finally finished the last one for this year, which was the Hog Darkside vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. I have, theoretically, I have trips from Frosty Faustings this year, Crossover Arc this year, and I think Combo Breaker this year. I don't actually know if I'm going to make too much out of that one. Those are like the ones for sure I have planned. I don't have one planned for Climax of Night. I actually was like, I might try and record something, but I didn't really end up getting anything kind of in stone for that. Those are like the main ones. I traveled a lot more, but I probably have a little less. But if it's anything to say, the Crossover Arc vlog will be huge. I did a lot that trip. Another thing I started to do was a few things with Radiant. So if you're used to the channel, you're used to the Arcma and Radiant shenanigans that we've been up to. And it's been kind of on and off this year in terms of like the content we've put in. Earlier in the year, we did some Smash 64 stuff, which is probably some of my favorite things we've done. We kind of had like 3 different videos of Smash 64 things we did, and I was like, this is great. I think me and Radiant have some good chemistry, and I hope it shows. At the very least, I like it, so they can hold, anyone can hold that. I am having fun with those. We kind of came back to that in August. I think July was a very slow month for me after CEO. I was like, okay, done with CEO. I'm going to put my mind into some melty things. And then going into August, I was like, I'm going to plan some projects after my Oceanfront event at the end of July. I'm going to plan some things. I'm going to try and bring the channel back to some ideas that I had prior to just really grinding out Melty Blood. And so that's where we got the TF2 videos. I'm really happy with how those did. I want to play more TF2. I just kind of have to be like in a mood for it. I'm not going to force myself to kind of play something that I don't really care to play at the moment. But I was really in this big TF2 kick for some reason. So I had the first one, and that one did really well. I appreciate y'all. The sniper video. Even though my sniper is really bad, I was like, well, I could probably make it fun. And if I can make it fun, I'd be happy about that. And then I did a few with Radiant. Those were also really cool. That second video, the ending clip, was probably my favorite thing we did while we were playing TF2. Also, during that, I announced I was going to be traveling to Outplayed next year. And that's a really fun video, because that was a video where I was like, I need to make something, because me traveling out like this is kind of crazy. I've never traveled outside the country before, and I wanted it to be a big deal. And I wanted to announce that to the rest of Europe, like, hi, I'm coming, be prepared, I'm ready to play some Melty Blood. So the announcement video for that, I grinded that video out really quick. When I'm like super focused on one singular idea, I can really make it work. So I'm really happy with that one too. After that, I started River City Girls with Radiant. So I went on a vacation in August, and during that time, I also was hanging out with Radiant because we were in the general area. So we played through the entirety of River City Girls. That's been really fun to edit. There's a few audio snafus that I've been trying to fix while we're working on it, but the game itself is a lot of fun, and I had mentioned it in the first attack vlog that I had already been playing it, and I had played through most of the game. So it was cool to sit down with Radiant, play through the game, and we have fully played through it. Like, we played it that entire trip. So it's just a matter of me finishing it up, and we're almost done with that. So I hope you guys have enjoyed that. Just a bit of banter between the two of us on top of the TF2 stuff. I did finally also tackle the last of the vlogs I was looking to cover from last year, and also get a few more bracket stuff. But the most important thing I did this year, and I cannot stress how much of a relief it is I finally finished it, was the Pokemon Silver Race. I finally got the last episode out for it. I was so happy with the final product for it. The TF2 videos were a kind of like a premonition that this was coming out. So originally I had it like mostly edited by like 2023. It just got to a point where I needed to make like the final edits, a lot of the audio balancing, a lot of the gags and jokes, but I had like all the segments I wanted to use. And then my hard drive fucked up. And I think I mentioned this in the Combo Breaker vlog from that time, or like after that I was having computer issues. And there was some sort of issue between me and the company about like how to repair it. And they took my hard drive out, and I didn't realize I still had my program on there, and it didn't even fix my issue. So I lost I didn't lose the footage, but I lost the editing file, and I would have to re-edit the whole thing. And I'm like already, by the time that like happened, I was already sitting on the project for a while, and I was already like kind of frustrated trying to edit it, and I couldn't quite sit down on it. So that was like a huge kick to my motivation on it further. But coming into this year, I was like, I really want to get that done. There's a few projects I have like that where I'm like, I need to get back to this because I want to finish. And so I think in July, I started talking with Radiant, and I was like, I'm going to try and get this done. And the TF2 videos were going to be like the thing that helped me do that. And it really got my motivation to really edit those again, and in a similar-ish style to how I used to. And I worked with him to make sure I had some really good images, had some really good moments in there, and then it came out. So I'm really happy that it's out. I don't know why I can't think of the saying, but it's a weight off my shoulders, as it were, to have that done. And that kind of marks the end of the year. That kind of is the culmination of things. So let us talk about the future. This has already been going for 15 minutes. So the future. This year, there's still going to be a lot of Melty stuff. That's just going to be it. The thing I didn't finish for Melty, which is weird, is I haven't done the last story stuff and the last missions. I'm going to try and get that done relatively soon, just so I can be like, okay, it's done. We have a new patch, so like things are different, and we can talk about that. So I'll try and do that. We're going to finish River City Girls. That'll be done hopefully within the end of the year. Radiant and I have talked about playing River City 2, which also apparently just got a DLC update. So I'll be trying to get that out as soon as I can, or as soon as we can. It probably wouldn't be in person. It would probably just be online, just to make it easier, because it has couch play. Tsukihime playthrough. I know it's been like a year and like some change since the last episode. I don't know if I'm going to get the next one out this year, but that's going to be my next focus. I'm going to do the Melting Core stuff, and then the Tsukihime stuff. I have the script done. I'm going to do another rewrite probably of the script, and we'll get right back to that. I'm sorry that I've left it on a cliffhanger for the last year and a half, but that is going to be my Pokemon Silver Race, like, catch up this year. Otherwise, outside of that, I've been recording a few things off stream that I might be making into something. Maybe not, maybe just kind of depends. More vlogs. I'm going to be recording stuff, so like the trip to Austria, that's for sure getting a vlog. At the very least, I'm looking to maybe attend Slashback this coming year, so you may also see me on the West Coast recording something for that. And then more Toho. We'll be getting back on the Toho train this year. And outside of that, I'm not too sure. Radiant and I are always also going to be doing our thing. That's not going anywhere. It has no reason to go anywhere outside of like the River City stuff. We play a lot of other games from time to time, like Soul Calibur 2 on his streams or other things. So just keep an eye on that. If there's anything I didn't mention here that you were hoping to see, just kind of put it in the comments. I'm willing to try anything if I'm looking to do it. I probably have forgotten a few things. I mean, bracket stuff, those will happen. And hey, maybe during the year, if there's anything else that I was like, oh, I should get back to this or I should try this, I'll try and do it. But those are like my initial plans. It's like Melting Core, finishing River City Girls, getting back to Tsukihime, maybe trying to do more cool stuff with Radiant, vlogs, more Melty Blood. And that's like all I can really plan on right now. I don't think my organization and like commentary and whatnot, I don't think that's going away, and it'll probably still be something I try and continue to do going into this year. But I do want to make sure that the YouTube channel is still here and I use it for more than just Melty Blood, because my passion isn't just Melty Blood. Even if I put in a lot of hours into that game, I have a lot more. Oh, you know what was missing? And I'll probably finish with this. Where are the Paradox games? Where's like Hoi 4? Wow, I don't know. I was like so out of it by the time like this year came that I haven't really gone back. I think I've dabbled with some streams like with EU4 and maybe CK2, but I was not really in like a I want to play these games mindset. And if you've ever played a Paradox game, you know, like getting caught up on the DLC train can be kind of hard when I have like other interests in paying and stuff. I think I do plan to come back to Hoi 4. The newest DLC just came out, and I need to catch up on like the last two. But I'll probably play some of the mods again, like Age of Imperialism. I remember really enjoying. Probably more Kaiserreich because I like playing Kaiserreich, and I think it would be fun to at least move some units on a map again, just for the hell of it. But yeah, that might be coming. It just depends on where I'm at with everything else. But if you're sticking around for the Hoi 4 stuff, I promise at some point I'll be back to it. I don't know how highly edited it'll be. I don't know how smallly edited it'll be, but I'll probably do like a stream or two just to get my feet back and try and figure out what I want to do with it. That's it. That's everything for this year. I want to thank you all for watching. I really, really appreciate it. And this is year 4. This will mean going into one more year before the big 5 years, and I hope it's a good one, and I hope to keep doing it. So thank you very much.